While you may aspire to be the next ninja on Twitch.tv or YouTube or Mixer or your favorite platform, streaming your favorite games, the Fortnites, and having 3 Ursa Mini Pro cameras for your live stream, I mean, I'm recording on one right now. That's not a realistic goal, and that's honestly way overkill for a 1080p or 720p live stream for virtually everyone's needs. So in this video, I'm going to be covering my top 5 cameras and webcams for live streamers for this holiday season and early 2019, because this stuff doesn't change a whole lot. This will be covering both cameras and webcams. And if you are using a standard camera, keep in mind I do recommend using that with a capture card like the Elgato CamLink 4K or the original CamLink, which is no longer available, as that is the easiest way to get your camera feed into your computer. But we're going to be taking a look at these right after this.
Step up your stream game with Nerd or Die. Get high-quality, customizable stream alert templates, overlay themes, stinger transitions, sound effects, and more. Use promo code EposVox to save 10% at the link in the video description.
These are in no particular order, and I've done reviews on most of these, which will be linked in the video description. I just wanted to put them together. They're not ranked per se. But at number 5, we have the good, reliable, the camera that I push probably the most on this channel, the Panasonic G7. This is a little super affordable 4K mirrorless camera with an interchangeable lens mount micro four thirds that has clean HDMI out as an option. And you can buy a like $15 dummy battery of it for it on Amazon that you can run it to wall power, tell it never to turn off, hook up a manual, like nice 12mm wide aperture lens. You have a beautiful setup. This is what I use for all of my tutorials these days, and the image out of it is just with the right lighting. Oh, it is so good. Yeah, I gush a little too much about this camera, and it actually outputs really high quality 1080p 60 FPS, 1080p 30 FPS, or 4K 30 FPS at even 10-bit if you want. It is beautiful. It's what I use for most of my stuff on this channel up until now, as I'm trying out the Ursa Mini Pro here. It's great. I have many videos about this camera. And while the original sale price that everyone recommends it at for buying for like YouTube stuff is around $500, I was able to pick up a second one that I do use as my webcam mount for around $350 for the body only on eBay, which is a pretty good deal. And as new cameras come out, it is a couple years old now, the prices should start dropping. Coming in at number 4 or number 2, we have the Logitech Brio webcam. This webcam has been pretty controversial in terms of my recommendations, as it started out as the best webcam you could buy for a consumer webcam. It was $200, but it did 4K 30 FPS and 1080p 60 FPS, and at launch it did 720p at 90 FPS, which was really weird. But then they really screwed up the firmware and the drivers with Windows 10, and they just kept sending out the wrong ones. So the 90 FPS option isn't even an option. Some people can't even do 60 FPS at all on the camera. So your mileage may vary with what happens with your experience with this webcam, but regardless, assuming you get it working, it is a great camera for 1080p, 60 FPS or lower live streaming, integrating into your live stream just via USB 3.0. And they have the new Logi Capture app or the Logitech G Hub software, which allows you to apply manual profiles to fix the color and the white balance and things like that, and keep it past reboots, which has been a problem with webcams. So if you are looking for an easy to use small webcam solution, it is still kind of the best one you can buy for the size and price on the consumer end, and it's still good to go with. You just may have to fight the drivers and Windows a little bit, which is whatever. If you don't want to go quite that pricey, you do still have the Logitech C920 or C922 coming in at number 3. Now, I have these together as honestly, get whichever one is cheapest for you. The C922 is multiple years newer and will have more compatible and more friendly drivers within Windows 10 as it updates more and more and has more driver issues, as I just mentioned. But it will do 60 FPS at 720p. However, to me, that's a little blurry, and I recommend sticking with the 30 FPS options, but both the C922 and the C920 have been tried and true like standards for webcams for a while, and you can get them really cheap these days. Coming in at number 2 is the Sony Alpha line. You have the A5100, which was just on a Black Friday and Cyber Monday sale for really cheap. And then there's the A6500 and ones like that. Get you some wall power. They provide clean HDMI out, really high quality 1080p 60, and with that one, unlike the Panasonic G7 or other options, the Sony line actually has really fast and really high quality autofocus, which is gonna let you get more of that webcam experience where the camera just follows your face no matter what. It is super fast autofocus, super tack sharp, and while it does have some slight overheating issues from the testing that my buddies over at Elgato have done, the ones like the 5100 actually don't have that big of an issue as long as you have it set to 1080p. So you can get them really cheap. You'll have a really high quality stream with those cameras. Lastly, at number 1, which is why this isn't entirely ranked because I'm just kind of throwing it in here as a just in case, is that ZCam E1 that I mentioned back in spring or summer of this year as my ultimate webcam replacement setup. It was originally designed as a very expensive, very tiny micro four thirds action cam. So basically kind of similar to the Panasonic G7, just very webcam size basically. So it's perfect to mount up above your monitor and have a nice little webcam, but fed into something like the CamLink. Does 1080p 60 output, looks really great. You can control it from your phone. The problem is my video seems to have sold B&H out of their remaining stock of the camera, and it's been discontinued while the company focuses on their $2,000 Cine camera, ZCam II, and so they're hard to find. If you can find them in the $300 to $250 range, they are a steal for a webcam replacement, but a lot of the people selling them at the moment are the ones who paid the full like $700 to $800 price tag for it and want to recoup some of those funds, and it's just not worth it at that price. Content creation is more accessible than ever, and if you're looking to step up your content creation or streaming game and your quality with cameras, these are cameras that you virtually cannot go wrong with, and I highly recommend them. All of my related reviews will be linked in the description down below, as well as affiliate links to pick up these cameras for yourself at your favorite retailer, B&H, Amazon, eBay, what have you. Give a small kickback to the channel to help me out this holiday season, and go ahead and hit the like button. Subscribe for more tech education. I'm EposVox. I will see you next time.